Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title, I have a very exciting video today because I am going to be using the James Charles in collaboration with Morphe brushes. As you guys can see here, this is the palette. It is a beautiful palette. It has like the majority of the color that you will usually need on your daily basis, on your more dramatic days, and date nights and all of that. Yeah, it has it all, basically, almost. It doesn't have everything, but it has a good variety of colors, in my opinion. Ask you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted to see more on the reddish, oranges and yellowish colors, and you guys said yes to that. And I also asked if you wanted to see more on the pinky and purples and blues, and you guys said that you wanted to see something like this. So that's what I did first, but I will definitely be doing another tutorial using this palette with the more with the more blues and purples and pinks undertones on my next video, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on this look, if you want to know my thoughts on this palette while I do my makeup, then please stay tuned, please stay watching. But before you leave, you guys, please leave this video a thumbs up, subscribe downstairs if you haven't already, turn on the notification bell so every time I upload a new video you'll be the first to know. So let's just go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so as you can see from the title, in today's video I am going to be using the Morphe x James Charles collaboration. As you can see, I have already done one eye. Alright, so I went on Instagram and asked you guys if you guys wanted to see more on the pinky, bluish and purple tones. I'm going to be letting you guys know my thoughts while I do this eye, what I think about the shadow that I have used for now, as of now. I'm not so happy with it, to be completely honest with you guys, but I'm also not so, how can I say this, not so disappointed. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. And I also added the option of like reddish and yellows and oranges, and you guys really wanted to see that, so this is what I came up with so far. I am not finished. I am going to be using greens in this look. You'll see later on I will be incorporating more colors than other than blues and pinks. Not for this time. I'm going to be trying that next on the next tutorial. But yeah, the first shade I am going to be using is called You're Kidding, which is the reddish one. And I'm just going to be applying that on my crease as always. And by the way, you guys, I have heard that this palette only works better with an eye primer. I will be buying an eye primer. I'm not a believer of eye primers, but for this palette I really wanted to try it because I don't know if you can see, but I had a lot of trouble using the very white shade and the yellow from this palette. I don't know if it's because of the primer, but I really want to make sure it's not just because I'm using concealer, but so far this one that I'm using right now, You're Kidding, it's not giving me any trouble. It blends beautifully. I also did something different today. You guys know that my last 3-4 videos I've not been like setting my eyelids with powder. I just leave it somewhat damp so the shadows can stick to it and they can be more vibrant. But for this look I decided to, since I've heard that it works better with primer, and some of these are pressed pigments, so in my opinion, if you think about it, pressed pigments, if you press them on a like kind of wet base, it's going to stick and you're gonna have a little bit of trouble blending it. So what I did was apply the tiniest amount of concealer this time. As you can see, it's not so white. I apply a tiny bit and then blend it out, and apply a very tiny bit of translucent powder as well, and it works beautifully, to be honest with you guys. The eyeshadow, when you pack them, they will, you know, you will get to that point where you'll be like, okay, this is where I wanted it to be, because they are buildable like this, and they are very pigmented once you build them up. Alright, so now I'm taking the shade 518 from the palette, and I'm just going to be starting to blend those edges. Alright, so now it's time to cut the crease. I'm not going to cut it full on. I'm going to do basically a half cut crease. Alright, so as you can see, you guys, my crease is cut. Now it's time to apply the white shade. By the way, I thought that this white was gonna be like more white, because when he was like swatching it and stuff, like I was shook, because I thought it was gonna be like, you know, like super white. Once you build it up, then yes, I'll give that to you. But you know, like, how can I say this, like, you're going to have a little bit of patchiness when you pat and pat and pat and over again a shadow. But it's not that it's not pigmented, but it's also not like the most intense white out there, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna be patting that right here in the beginning of the crease. As you can see, it's not coming out like super white at first. You have to really pack and pack and pack this color to really see it's like super white. See what I'm saying? Like, after like 5 times of me patting this color, it's showing up now, and it's a little bit patchy on the lid. But like I said, I don't know if it's because of the concealer. I try to dry the concealer as much as I can, but I will definitely buy a primer to see if that will make any difference. But yeah, now I'm going in with the shade called B, which is the yellow shade, and packing that right next to the white. Okay, and now I'm going in with the shade roasted, and I will be mixing that with 518 to get like this orangey tone. Taking the You're Kidding one, the reddish one, and apply that to the very outer V. Alright, so this is how they're looking so far. I'm going to be doing my base, and I will be right back to finish the lower lashes. I'm taking You're Kidding, and I'm just applying that right here on the outer V only. So now I'm taking Social Blade, which is that lighter green, and apply it right here on the middle. Alright, so right on top of it, because this is a pressed pigment, so I'm not getting no pigment. I think this shade will definitely work better with a primer maybe, or even a wet concealer under there, so you can pat it instead of blending it. What I'm gonna do is take the shade called Daddy and apply that right on top. Okay, so now taking the yellow one, and which is called B, and apply it right here on the inner part. Alright, so for my inner corner highlight, I'm going in with the color called Ring Light. Alright, so for my waterline, I want to go in with a white eyeliner. Then I will be adding mascara and adding some lashes. Alright guys, so I am back. I just changed my shirt and did my lips. This is how the makeup came out to be like. Overall, you guys, my opinion on this palette, I think yes, it is worth the money. And like I said, I will definitely be trying this palette with a primer, because I really want to see if it's going to perform better that way. But other than the white and the yellow looking a little bit patchy, like, I'm not mad at it. In person, for you to be able to see that pretty up close to a person's eyes, to actually see that from far away, like, you know, a good distance, you cannot even tell that you have any patchiness or anything like that on your eyelids. But overall, like I said, I love this palette. I think you should go and, you know, splurge on it if you are interested. It's a huge palette, but at the same time you have like neutrals, you have highlighters, you have everything you might need for a makeup look. So that's why I really like this palette. And that's why I really wanted to get it. So yeah, without further ado, I will see you on my next one. And I'm so sorry, you guys, if you guys feel like I'm a little bit down. I'm a little under the weather today, so excuse that. But yeah, without further ado, I will see you on my next video. Bye.